Welcome back, Selvakumar, Assistant Professor of ECE. Today, lecturing about the telecommunication network management. In the previous lectures, I am discussed about the basics of network management standards, and network management model, network management models. That in that network management model, I give you a small overview about the different models. In this session, I am going to discuss about the briefing the different models. Briefing the different models. The models are organization model. The models are organization model, information model, communication model of the OSI standard. Organization model, information model, communication model of the OSI standard. Just a minute. So the functional model is again having the some specific functions that have to be moderated. That is called the configuration management, fault management, performance management, security management, and the accounting management. So these functional models have been varied from the different standards. We had already we discussed about the different types of standards there. One is the OSA model, and another is the SNMP standard, and or internet standard, and the IEEE standard, and the TMN standard, and the web-based emerging technology standards. So this functional model is these all the organization model, information model, communication model is a complete model of the OSI, and that the same model is applicable to the TMN standard also. Moreover, in the IEEE standards, that the configuration for performance security accounting is be varied. That is functional model won't be varied. The other three models are same as in the IEEE also. Now let's overview into the organization model. So organization model. This is the organization model of OSI standard describes the components of the network management and their relationship. So this organization model having the three uh, uh, four different roles. They are working in the four different roles. That is, one is the two-tier network management and three-tier network management, and network management model with manager of managers and dual process of the managers, dual role of the management processes. So here, from this diagram, there will be blocks are MDB. MDB means management database, and the managerial, and then agent, and then the objects are classified into manager objects and the unmanaged objects. So the network objects consist of network elements such as host, hub, bridges, routes, etc. So this is the two-tier management organization model. How the information are transferred between the elements to the manager, and how it was stored in the management. How they organized in a manner that is called the two-tier means only the manager and the agent. The manager elements can have a management process running in them is called agent. This manager elements, that manager elements means host hubs, bridges are running in them is called an agent. The unmanaged element does not have the management process. For example, one users can buy and manage or unmanaged hub. Uh, Anyone can get the offer. So if the managed hub is more costly, expensive than the unmanaged hub, more expensive than the unmanaged hub. The manager communicates with the agent in the manager elements. Manager only communicate with the agent in the manager elements. With the agent in the manager. Manager is responsible to manages the manager elements. As shown in figure, as already as shown in figure, there is a database is there. All the information of the elements. Of, for example, if it is a hub is used, how much of a hubs is there? That is a 12 hub bar, 13 hub bar, anything. How much bridges? Everything will be stored and in the management database. That database will be stored, get from the agent, from the elements, and then it is stored in the database. So the agent also can send minimal set of alarm information to the manager and solicitor. So minimum set of alarm means that is end messages. That is end message means, for example, if I am purchase the agent purchase uh, uh, data GB data per day is 1 GB or 2 GB. If the data GB is going to be an end in a day before the day completed, before that alarm message will be sent to the managers, sent to the manager to manage the things. So the managers, lastly, the manager receives management data from the agent, process them and store them into the database. So this is the three-tier configuration model. As I already shows, there are several configuration in the OSI organization model. So in the three-tier means manager, agent, and agent elements, and the agent elements. So here there are two database are there, two management database are there. That is intermediate. That is intermediate layer will act between the manager and the agent. This agent is also having the capability to store the information at the agent level in the MDB. That the agent and manager can also can access the management database. Then as a agent it transform information from the to the top level managers. Alternately, an intermediate NMS could be at local site of network and the information is passed on to a remote site. Intermediate NMS network manager system, for example, if we are in Tanjavur, main center NOC, network operation center is in Tanjavur, and a sub site will be in the Sangipatti. Subsite will be in the Sangipatti. The subsite center will send the information to a remote site. Information is passed on to a remote site. So for that, in the subsite, they are also having some information regarding that area of the hubs and uh, of the hubs, routers, and other things. Have to manage that things. For that purpose of they are using the three-tier configuration in that usages. Here MDB means management. MDB means management database, manager, agent, or manager. Next. So these are the configuration happened in the organization model of the OSI. This organization model, as I already stated, that is a complete model. Moreover, this complete model, the other standard also using the same set, but something will be different in that, right? That the functional will be different in that. Next is the information model. So information model is nothing in the to say in information model. So it is you have to save the describes the structure and the storage of information. How to say that that the information storing the information means likewise what for example in a library the example is given here also. Example, yes, a book is identified by the ISN ISBN number, standard book number. It is a 10-digit number. That a specific book will be we can get it the specific book from the specific locker, but that will be stored in the database. Suppose if a country having understanding the SNMP management, understanding SNMP management information. SNMP is simple network management protocol. So in a library, there are varieties of books are there. In the among the varieties of books are by assigning that 10-digit ISBN number, we can identify that book and the author of the book, and also we can easily catch over the book. The information model specifies the information base to describe managed objects and the relationship between the managed object. So in that they are using some define the syntax and semantics of management. Syntax and semantics management, that is called the structure of management information, SMI. And then syntax and semantics is used to define the structure of the information, to define the structure of the information. Upper syntax and semantics means ISBN known as 10-digit number. So which library, whether in the Tamil Nadu State Library or in the other Andhra State Library, other in other library. So in a country there are several states are there. So all the states having the one library, that all the states library uh, can be accommodated into a central library, which is the capital of Delhi. That library having the information, also having this information of the each and every state library information, and also they having the information about what books they are in that also. So this information is called the management information base, MIB. So the MIB, and whenever the MIB is associated with an agent, that is Tamil Nadu State Library is associated with the Tamil Nadu State. The same that is associated with the agent, where a central library in Delhi. If it is associated with the agent, means that is we can call it as the agent MIB, agent management information base. That is storing the information at the Tamil Nadu State Library, whereas MIB associated with manager is designed as the manager MIB. So all the information among the related states of the library having in the Delhi, that is we call it as the manager MIB. The manager MIB consists of information all the network component that it manages. Where the MIB associated the agent's process needs to know only its local information, as I stated that only its local information, or that is a local library information will having that MIB, that is called the agent process. If it is having in the manager process, they are also having the large database of the different states of the library and the different books they are assigned having in the library. That is called the managerial MIB. So here I'm showing that there will be two MDB and MIB. Uh, as I stated that MIB is management information base, and from the previous networks, these are the managed objects. This figure shows that network configuration to include MIB, that is associated with, thus the manager has both MDB and MIB. About the manager having the MDB and also the MIB, it is distinguished between the manager. MDB is a real database and contains the measured value, real database, and contains the measured value. So what is that measured value? So MIB means, for example, a number of ports in the hub is a parameter associated, that is called the MIB. That is called the MIB. So if the hub having 12 port hub, it is a 12 port hub, the value associated with it, the value associated with that is called the MDB. So MIB means no value, no value, but MDB means the value associated, that I said that MDB equal to, if it is it's a hub, it's hub. Upper how many ports hub? How many ports in the hub is 12. That value represents the MDB, that is a real database and contains the measured. On the other hand, MIB is a virtualization and the information necessary for process the exchange of information among even though it is not for that we can neglect that. So this also having the some information necessary for the exchange of information, right? So listen here, see here, that is the MDB manager is having the MDB block and the MIB block, and also he is communicated with the agent, that is the managed object, right? MDB means management database, MIB means management information base. So what are the information? What are the information that are stored by the information model? That is the information stored by the information. For example, network elements, hubs, bridges, routers, transmission facilities, etc. Similarly, software process, programs, algorithm, protocol function, database. So programs, what are the programs to be run at a time, and the algorithms needed for that the programs to be run, and the protocol function when the time will be run. For example, if a data is completed, some programs has to be evaluated automatically to give an alarm messages. So administrative information, this information model stores these types of information in the MIB management information base. That is the contact person, account number, and also the include and send object in the MIB. So administrative information, contact person, account number, etc. That is added in the MIB. Communication model. Next topic is the communication model. This communication model is a very easiest one. That is a that the communication model always work with the application layers. What is that application layer? Application layers. And the that communication model is used to transfer the information from the one layer to the another layer, and in within the layer, and within the layers. So so it's the exchange of the information between the systems. So the management matter are communicated between agent and the manager process, as well as between manager process. The management data communicated between the agent and manager, as well as between managers, as well as between two managers. So that purposes that the communication models are used. These communication models having the several entities of information are there. That is transport medium of message exchange. The message have to be transport in terms of what type of medium, either in a fiber optic cable, either in a coax cable, either in a wireless or microwave or a satellite communication. The which type of communication has to be data to be transmitted, that is by the transport protocol. Message format of communication. So message format of communication is very simple. How that I say that if it is in application protocol, format of communication means whether it is transferring the information of the understanding language of the sender and the receiver, either in English or Hindi or Telugu and any other languages, that is decided by the application protocol. And the actual message command and responses in between the sender and the receivers. The below diagram shows the communication model. The below figure presents the communication model. See here the application in the manager. The application in the manager. See here the application in the manager initiates requests to the agent in the internet model. It is a part of operation in the OSM model. The agent executes the request of the network element, executes the request of the network element and the manager object, and returns response to the manager, returns response to the manager. The traps or notification or answers such as alarm are generated by the agent. It's for example, if a message, for example, I am sending a message to a higher authorities by a WhatsApp, anything. There will be some alarm message will be, notification message will be generated. These messages was generated by the agent. That is the unsolicited messages set by the agent, generated by the agent. Next, this figure represent the communication protocol used to transfer information between the managed and the object and the managing process, as well as the management process, manager application and agent application. Here, manager communication model, agent communication model, transport layer, and other layer. So, in one easiest way to understand this communication model is, for example, some person want to get an information from a automobile car dealer for purchasing. For example, name Arya. Arya have to get the information from the purchase of the car to the automobile dealer Puja. This automobile dealer Puja, for example, it is a direct process. Without director, they are communicate via the internet. For example, they are communicate via the internet. Via the internet, then what will happen? They decide to the communication language. This application layer, manager of the application layer, will decide whether the communication, whether it is in English or Tamil or any other understanding languages, that is done by this application layer. Then the messages operation request and response to the agent, that is the car dealer. And then the car dealer ask some tabs or notification like what is it, uh, that is some more information by getting which value of car you needed. Then after receiving this information, the agent check that database of the car which are available, and then what are the range that the area request car. Then it will be that information will pass to the ARIA. This is the response, that is the command request operation, and the response notification sent to the. After sending the notification, it will be sending a message centered likewise. This is the process done by the communications. This communication model uses the CMIP along with the CMIS. CMIP means Communication Management Information Protocol, and the CMIS. The Internet uses the SNMP for communication. This communication model uses the Simple Network Management Protocol for Internet users and response everything. And OSI use both the OS is connection oriented and connectionless oriented protocol for transportation. The Internet uses the connectionless UDP, user datagram protocol, or Internet protocol for transporting messages. The application process invoke the management communication layer protocol. So normal OSI deals with the in the specification of the managed objects. Managed objects and their attributes can be manipulated by the operation. Basic application service models are defined by CMS in the internet operation, are executed by the simple network management protocol messages. Next is the last model, which are different, varied from the different standards. This functional model component of ASI model addresses is the functional model is a user-oriented applications. User-oriented applications. They are formally specified in the OSI model are shown in the figure. This OSI functional model having the following configurations are: one is the configuration management, and the fault management, and the performance management, and the security management, and the accounting management. The model consists of these configuration. The each man, yeah, the OSI functional model having some several responsibilities of the user oriented applications. So configuring the modem to the users, and if any fault occurs, that fault can be rectified as soon as possible for the users. And the performance of the network, tracking the traffic and other things is by the performance management. And another one is the security management, and another one is the accounting management is relates to the cost of the net that will be used. Security means cryptography can be used. Security means used firewall can be used firewall likewise, and so on. So next we can give you a brief description of the different management that are used in the functional model. First of all, configuration management. Configuration management addresses the setting and changing of configuration of networks and network components. So the relevant managed information is embedded in the manager object. Sorry, relevant information in the relevant information is embedded into the manager object such as switches and hubs, and IP number, bridges and routers. These are to be configured in the for the manager objects, configured in the manager objects. For what are the managed objects needed that are configured into the modems, right? This configuration, setting of this parameter. For example, alarm threshold. For example, alarm threshold could be set to generate alarm when packet loss exceeds a defined value. Upper packet loss exceeds a defined value, then the alarm has to be generated. So that's why I repeatedly says that whenever your data is completed, the messages will be given to the users. The information on object name and contact person to be contacted when the component fails could be entered in the management agent. Up the object name, the user name and the contact person to be contacted when the component failure writes, suppose it is failures, that should be that failure information, or whom to contact, that information is stored in that. Configuration data are gathered automatically by and are stored in the network management system at the network operation center. What are the information, configuration data of the each managed objects are stored in the network operation center. NMSS real configuration of the status and states. Next is the fault management. The fault management means involves detection and isolation of the process causing the failure in the network. An NMS constantly monitors and displays in the real time major and minor alarms. So the fault network management system constantly monitors and displays in the real time major and minor alarm based on the severity of failures, and the restaurant service is done as soon as possible. The responsibility of the network management system has to monitor the major problems and the real-time major and minor problems and the alarm-based failures that should be solved as soon as possible. That is called the responsible for the NMS network management. In several failure situation, network could do this automatically. This network feature is called the self-healing. Suppose if any problem is occurs due to the hazardous time or any rain season or another season, it will be sometimes the component will be get a failure. So that we can explain it with Windows. For example, if Windows that showing the alarm messages, Windows encounters a problem. If you encounters a problem, you click on this that, then you go for that. It go for that. It can fix the problem. It asks to fix the problem. If it is a fix the problem by using the Windows network config information, then it is called the self healing. If it is not solved by this Windows automatically, then the information is transferred. They asking that another browsing messages will come. This not solved by the here, so you have to upload this information to the Windows operators. Likewise here, the same. If it is automatically some failure situation automatically is clear, then this network feature is called the self healing. In other situation, restores of service does not include fixing the cause of the problem. A trouble ticket is generated and follow trouble ticket. A trouble ticket will be generated and follow for the resolution of the problem. So suppose if the problem is not encountered, then a trouble ticket will be generated to the follow and used to track the problems in the network. So for that trouble ticket is generated. Periodic analysis of the data. Periodic analysis of the data is done by the network management system at the network operation center, which are maintained in the database, is done to establish pattern of the problems for follow-up actions. What are the failures are happened, where it happened, when it happened, so what are the times or all it will be happened, that analysis will be recovered and that should be maintained in the database. If any problems occurred, that follow-up action will be taken. Next, performance management. So performance management, nothing is a performance. Performance management is nothing is a behavior of the network. So that is the traffic of the networks. That is a the performance management have to measures the values of the behavior of the networks. Behavior of the networks, that is a traffic future, performance statistics or the network. Network statistics include data on traffic volume, network availability, when the network availability in all the times or any other times in the evening or morning, and any network delay due to that what any extra building or any there in between the uh, network. So this performance has to be taken by the performance management, and the traffic data can be captured based on the traffic volume in various segments of the network, and then this have to be updated in a timely fashion update in a timely fashion in order to administer performance management. So any configuration changes needed to relieve temporary congestion. So suppose if very traffic is there, that is traffic means congestion. To relieve the temporary congestion, any configuration changes means that are made by the network operation center. அப்போ ஏதோ ஒரு சேஞ்சஸ் வந்து ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேரோ ஜஸ்ட் ஹேவ் டு ஜஸ்ட் அப்டேஷன் will be happen means then the performance monitoring tools can gather statistics of all protocol layers. We can analyze the various applications oriented traffic such as web traffic, internet, email, file. So the traffic features, the performance traffics and the network availability, network delay. So these are all the performance management. The these statistics on application could be used for the managers or the management to increase the reliability of the network, and to improve its response time. So these are the behaviors that have to be maintained and concerned by the performance management. Next is the security management. The security management covers a broad range of security aspects. So security is more important for sending the messages. That's you are all know. So if anyone unauthorized person can access the network, in between they can try to access the network and secure the communication over the network, right? So security is more important. For example, if you have no security means your bank will be demolished. Your bank account will be drained. Is any by done by the any of the um, thefter. So security database is established and maintained by the NOC for access to the network and network information. So if any problems will happen, so that will be generates an alarm onto the network management system at the NOC. So for protecting the information, maximum they are using the firewalls to protect the any protect from the unauthorized personals and the programs and the including virus programs. So for example, the virus can be come to our mail without any name, but it will come some link. If you are opening that link, that will be that your computer will be crashed or will be hanged, everything. So has to take care and the security, that take care will be managed by the security management. And for that is having the major of steps are there. For example, they are using cryptography plays a vital part in the security management. So security is the most important one. Security is the most important one in a wireless communication. Security is very less when compared to the wire communication. Anyone can trace the OTP number on before to your mobile. If you are before receiving to your mobile, anyone can in front of there, they are using that, can easily take over the OTP messages that was sent by bank to you. This has to be eliminated. That elimination will be done by the security management of the functional model. So next, accounting management. So accounting management means administer cost of allocation of the usage of network. So for that they are establishing the some metrics are estimated to measure the usage of resources and services provided. So traffic data gathered by performance managed serve as input to the process. The accounting management, how much data that is used by the managed objects or unmanaged objects, everything that are all solved by the accounting management. I hope that from this lecture, I come to the conclusion. We are discuss about the different models that are used in the different standards of network management. That is the OSA and SNMP or IEEE or other things. So these different models are somehow are more common in the several standards. So some more models will be varied. Uh, I hope that all you understand about the different models that are used in the different standards of the network management. Thank you.